You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
I'm Stephen Cabral, and today on our Friday review, I am bringing you this live from San Diego. I'm out here at a conference, actually was speaking one of the days, really fantastic conference, over 300 doctors here from all different practices, psychologists, psychiatrists, MDs, NDs, DOs, and a lot of different healers as well. So really a fantastic practice. All of the people out here, they built up a fairly large practice, and now what they're looking to do is take their message more to the world. So it's a pretty powerful conference. Really enjoyed it, but I want to take a few minutes out to review a few of the things that I've been looking at throughout the week that have come to me, and that's always what I bring to you on the Friday review, but also one new thing I learned this weekend. So pretty interesting stuff right now. There is a company called Strategic Coach. Now, if you're into coaching or business or these types of things, you may have heard of them before. I had heard of them, but never really, thought too much about it. But they use a specific tool in their practice called the Kolbe score, or the Kolbe system, technically it's called. And it's called Maximizing Your Strengths. I want to review this with you because this is used for everyone. You don't have to own your own business. You don't have to do anything. They look at it in terms of compatibility. That means with people that you're hiring, with potential partners, spouse, all those different types of things. It's actually an amazing test. And it tells you just kind of what you're naturally good at, what you're naturally prone to. And they only use 4 categories. And the test literally takes 5 minutes to take. I'm always, kind of a little leery of all these different types of tests, but we reviewed this for 90 minutes, and I'll tell you, it was pretty much dead on for everyone in the room. And there's only 4 categories. I want to share the categories with you right now. So the first is you could be high or low as a fact finder. That's someone that gathers information, that researches. You could be high or low as a follow-through. That's someone who, once an idea is put into motion, they follow through and they make it happen. And then there's a person called a quick start. I don't like the name of this. I want this to be more of like the idea generator. They have a lot of ideas, maybe more entrepreneurial, always coming up with new things to do, kind of a mile a minute. And the 4th category is the implementer. And the implementer is kind of the, I would say, organizer as well as the curator. They're getting everyone organized. So yeah, I guess organize is probably the best way to put that. So I took this test, not really thinking much of it, but it was a kind of a requirement of being out here. And so one of the things that, I'll just tell you what mine was. So essentially, I'm a higher fact finder. I'm low on follow through. I'm very high on the kind of the quick start of coming up with ideas and getting things out there, wanting to do a million different projects. That's definitely my personality, taking on way too much. And then I would say on the lower side of the implementer, which is making things happen in the very end. So here's what I found, and this is the truth. I know this for sure. I could come up with a dozen ideas a day. I could come up with a dozen book ideas, a dozen podcast ideas, a dozen videos, all those different things. But the next day I have another dozen. So what I need is someone to help balance me with the follow through, because I'm not very good at the follow through. Meaning, like, it's very easy for me to see wellness clients and different people in my practice because my schedule is actually scheduled for me. Everything's set up and I kind of show up and I work with everyone, right? That's very easy. I have a specific time of the day where I'm doing my podcast, and then a videographer comes in and I shoot all my videos. And then I actually, when I'm writing a book, I set aside specific hours. So it's like an appointment. That's the only way that I get it done. If not, my mind wanders and I'm all over the place. So what I need, and this is actually just, I don't know how long it's taken, realize that I need someone who's going to implement, organize, and follow through with all of the ideas and things that I want to create and help people. Like, it's just about bringing my message to more people instead of seeing so many people in my practice, which I love doing. But again, I only get to see about 30 people per week because all of my appointments are between 30 and 90 minutes. So how am I going to reach more people? Well, I'm doing that obviously through the podcast and my videos and another upcoming book that will be out next year. So this is a really good thing for me because now when I'm looking to hire someone, I don't want to do the business part of it. I don't want to do any marketing. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to create content and bring my message out to people. So now I can look for someone. I can have them take this Kolbe test, and I think it's like $39 or $49 at the very most. It never changes, right? Because this is who you are. So they take the test, and I see, are they, and they don't know what they're being tested for. So I say, are they a good follow-through? Are they a good implementer? Because those are the ones that I need more help on. I don't need them to be another planner, or I should say another idea-based person, and I don't really need them to be as much of a fact finder because I love research and I love reading, so I can do those two things. So I need a follow-through and I need an implementer. And so this is a very interesting thing when you're looking for a partner, right, to help you out in whether it's a business or research or whatever it might be, writing a book. But the other thing is you can look at compatibility, and if you're looking for now, of course, it will work either way, but if you're looking for a partner, you might want them to be compatible with you or not, because you don't want it to be an ego match. Like if I have, if my wife is going back and forth with me about who's going to come up with the ideas and all those things, then it could be a little bit of a battle. So we have a nice little mixture, and then that's why obviously I think we get along great. So anyway, I want to bring this to you because you can do it for so many different applications, and it's kind of fun. And to be honest, it takes 5 minutes of your time. So it's called the Kolbe system. It's Kolbe. We don't get anything for promoting this. I just thought it was fantastic, and it's called Maximizing Your Strengths, because a lot of people would say you need to bring up your weaknesses. Like, I need to become better at follow through. I need to become better at putting all this stuff together. But I don't, because that's not my strong suit. My strong suit is really doing one thing. It's researching, but then also bringing that message, bringing the content. People ask me, like, how do you do a podcast every day? Well, I love it, so it's not really work, right? And so I love to write, I love to do video, and I love to do podcasts, and that's why there'll be more and more of that in the future as I find people who are better at the getting my message out, but on the business side of it, which I don't want to be doing. All right, so that's enough on that. I just think it's fantastic. So hopefully it could bring you a little bit of help in your life as well. The next thing is this. There is this little book that I've thrown in my bag, and I've had sit in my bag. It's all beat up right now. It's literally, this is a tiny book. So maybe it's 5 inches tall, maybe, and maybe it's like 4 inches wide. And it's only 27 pages, I believe. Now, again, it's not a 27-page book. This is like half of that. So if it was a regular book, you might be looking at literally a 10-page book. Now, why is this important? Because so many people, they have the grand idea of wanting to read more or do more audiobooks or whatever it might be. But, life is busy, right? There's things that get in the way. You might have a family, you have a job, and you have all these different requirements on you. Well, this book is called It Works by R.H.J. Like, this is literally an anonymous person who wrote this, and it sold over 1.5 million copies. So let me just give you a little bit about the book. It's called If You Know What You Want, You Can Have It, the famous little red book that makes your dreams come true. So a lot of people have heard about The Secret before and kind of attracting what you want in your life. This is a good summary of it, but it takes it another step further. So I want to bring more of these things to people. Yes, they are motivating and they do help you move along in life, but you have to understand that it's very important that when people are successful, whether they know it or not, they're using something very specific in their mind to get those results. And that is they're focused on what they want. They're not focused on what they don't want, because what you focus on, you get more of. So let me repeat that again. If you want to achieve something in life, you need to focus on the good that it is, that you want to have, that feeling, and not focus on the lack or the scarcity or whatever it is that you don't have, because whatever you focus on, you will get more of that. This is a very simple book that tells you how to focus on, obviously, what you want more of, not from like a woo-woo perspective at all, but actually talks a little bit about, the quantum mechanics of how this actually happens. And I really enjoyed it, and you can't go wrong, right? Because this will take you maybe 15 minutes of your life to read this, and you can keep referring back to it because it's not a big book that you have to keep looking at over and over. I think you'll get a lot from it. I can't see it costing more than $5. I actually don't know how much it costs, but I'm going to link it up in the show notes. So again, just go to today's show notes, which is going to be stephencabral.com/195, I believe is the today's show. And so check that out. Great little book, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, the last thing I want to bring you is, since I do a fair amount of traveling and speaking and going to different events, one thing that I do like to take, I have a whole immune-based protocol. So if you get sick, you can just see what I use in my own practice. You can see what I use for myself, and you can see what I use for my kids. And obviously the recommendation that I give to everyone. Just go to stephencabral.com/store. You get all my recommendations right there. You can check it out. So, but one thing I do for myself is I just bring this tiny little packet. It's like a little cardboard sample pack. And there are 10 soft gels in it. It's called oregano. The power of oregano, oil of wild oregano. Now, oregano, you may or may not know this, is one of the most powerful natural antibiotics in nature. So that means that this will help you, if you're flying on a plane and there's people coughing in your face and it's, you're in an atmosphere, you're not getting as much sleep. I use this typically the day I'm getting on the plane. I use the day after I get off the plane. If I feel anything, I'll continue to keep using it. And it's just a great natural antibiotic. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's good for yeast. It's good for bacteria. Like, it is a powerful, powerful substance, very strong. And so I just thought I would share that with you because if it's something I'm doing myself, why wouldn't I share the same thing with you? So again, it's super simple. These are tiny little soft gels, so it's very easy for most people to swallow. And if you want to add it to your natural medicine chest, please feel free to do that. Again, I'll link it up in the show notes. Again, really inexpensive too, under $10 for you to take it with you, travel with you. It's by a North American Urban Spice. It's called oregano, and again, I'll link it up in the show notes. So thank you everyone for tuning in to another Friday review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if there's anything you would like me to review for you in the future that you believe would help the entire community, I'm happy to do that. And again, if this show could benefit anyone you know, please feel free to pass it on to them. Have a great day. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.